I would request everyone to please wait for 5 minutes more for other participants to join. Just 2 minutes more and we will start. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the AI Summit. My name is Aditi, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. It's wonderful to have you all back for another engaging and insightful session. For those joining us for the first time, our speaker, Mr. Willibrod George, is an innovative school leader who builds tech enabled, student driven system in affordable schools near Mumbai and is widely recognized for his contributions to educational innovation. Session norms: please keep your microphones muted throughout the session. Share your questions in the chat box or in the WhatsApp group. Stay with us till the end of the session. Today's theme is smart media creation videos, images, and editing with AI. In this session, educators will learn how to use AI tools for videos creation, photo editing, and classroom media design. This session will help teachers create engaging visual content and communicate ideas clearly in the classrooms. So, sir, this stage is yours, and over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me and see me. I am out of my home studio, as I said yesterday, and today we're going to be spending some time trying to learn about how do we make new content and how do we make classroom content that can be very pedagogically sound. That is essentially what we are trying to do today. So very quickly, I also need to be conserving some bandwidth, so I might put my camera off, and I just need permission to share my screen. And once that is there, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, so this is essentially what we are doing today. Today we are spending more time trying to figure out how we can make a lot of content, and that is essentially what we want to do, right? So a couple of days ago, I think yesterday I showed you how we can make videos, a little bit about how you can generate videos, and I also showed you how you can do a lot of work around photo editing, generating photos, generating posters. We also did generating infographics, generating charts, generating flashcards, and things like that. So now, my examples yesterday were slightly more, I would say, generic. Today, we can probably look at a little more pedagogically sound tools, and that might really help you take things directly into the classroom. So what I do is, like, I would start off with I can start off with Gemini, and yesterday I think we also did storybook, and we created some storybook. I think the storybook we created was the bridge of chalk and screen. I think that is something that we did. So when it comes to images, there is another tool called Nano Banana, and Nano Banana also allows us to create flashcards. So create a flashcard for the working of the heart. This is for grade 9. Make it like a scientific diagram that the child will be able to see, understand, and remember for their examinations. Label it according to CBSE guidelines. All right, let's see if this actually comes through. So we're asking Nano Banana to create a detailed labeled diagram of the human heart. And the way we access Nano Banana is we come to Gemini, and once we come inside Gemini, then we can click the create image button. And once you click the create image button, then you are automatically using the Nano Banana engine, and then whatever you are to do, you will then be able to do, right? So here you go. So this is a beautiful, simple, small, I don't know what happened here. This is a beautiful, simple, small flashcard of the heart, and how and it is kind of labeled, and it is also labeled in a way whereby children who are preparing for an exam, they will be able to see and sort of understand and um, it works as a good teaching tool. Now, if you download this particular image, and if you're able to then take this image and put it into Sora like yesterday, you'll be able to also create this into working functional, maybe 6 or 8 second video. And if you find that helpful, then that is something that you also could try. So simple, just go to Nano Banana, just go ahead and put what you want, and then you're able to generate these images, right? So charts, process flows, process maps, diagrams, graphs, infographics, whatever you want, everything just gets done from from this, right? So another way you can do this is by going to ChatGPT, and inside ChatGPT, suppose I say, give me a text um, of about, let's say, 300 words about the working of the heart. Okay, make it such that a grade 9 student or child studying in CBSE schools for an exam will find very helpful. Uh, Write the passage such that I can easily create a a chart about the functions of the heart. I also want to create a whole presentation about the functioning functioning of the heart. Give me the text now. Okay, so I'm actually saying, give me the text, give me a text of about 300 words about the working of a heart. And I should have written human heart, but make it such that a grade 9 student studying in CBSE school for an examination will find it helpful. Write the passage such that I can easily create a chart about the function of the heart. I can also create a whole presentation about the function of the heart if that is something that I want to do. Okay, so it is now working on it, and I'm now copying this content, right? So what have I done is I've got it and I'm copying this content. Now, yesterday I also showed you Notebook, but I'm going to show it to you again because these things need you to see things again and again. So once you open Notebook, you can go to copy text and you can enter it here, right? So what have we done? We have basically taken content from ChatGPT about the heart, and then we copy pasted that into Notebook. And here we are pressing infographic and slide deck. And we're also pressing video overview. I'm going to show you that now. So I pressed infographic and I also pressed slide deck. And for video overview, I can go here and I can say, okay, give me an explainer video about the heart, okay, and make it in the form of a whiteboard animation, and focus on the working of the heart. Okay, and I hit generate. So what have I done? I used ChatGPT to generate the content, and a content in a way that supports creating video and creating presentation and also creating an infographic. Okay, and now I copy pasted that into Notebook LM. Okay, and then once I copy pasted that material into Notebook LM, then I press these three buttons. Button number one, let me just show you that. Button number one is infographic. Button number two is slide deck. And button number three is video overview. Okay. And so in some time, we should be able to see the video that is generated, the slide deck is generated, and the infographic that it has generated. Okay, so in the meanwhile, we can go to another tool so that you can see how that tool also works. Okay, So this is Nano Banana inside Gemini. Hopefully you'll be able to use it and you'll be able to start creating all kinds of images or all kinds of posters or all kinds of visual assets that you want to create for your classroom inside this inside of Nano Banana. All right. So the next tool that I wanted to show you is a tool called Brisk Teaching. Okay, Brisk Teaching. Brisk Teaching is an incredibly powerful software. And if you go to briskteaching.com, that's briskteaching.com, and if you then hit I'm a student gets, I'm a teacher gets started, you will start seeing all the tools. Okay, I don't know if you can see Brisk Teaching. Are you able to see Brisk Teaching? Let me just check. Oh yeah, you're able to see Brisk Teaching. Yeah. So let me just, yeah, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So once you enter Brisk Teaching, you see all these tools, right? So Brisk has a presentation maker, a lesson plan generator, a quiz generator. You've all these different things. It's really really beautiful. Okay, and you can just literally go and look at these tools. So one of these tools is called a batch feedback generator. So and put up all students' work in this Google Drive or Google folder, right? And you can ask to give you feedback. Okay, so if you see what I did is I pressed the try it now, and what it is doing is it's going to say import your students' work. So imagine you have like 100 students or 50 students and you ask all those students to create like a Google Doc or a slide presentation, a Google slide presentation about about climate change, for example. And now they have submitted these 50 presentations to you, which you need to kind of go and read and review and give personal feedback and improvement feedback and things like that. What you can now do is you can just give them a link and ask the kids to upload their PDF files to that particular folder, and then you can just press this button and import that whole folder, and then Brisk will do it for you. Like Brisk will go into each file inside that folder, read through it, and give feedback aligned pedagogically. Right, so this is a very powerful tool. This one here is a presentation maker. So if you want to create a presentation about something, then you can just go press that button and hopefully a presentation maker should open up depending upon my internet bandwidth. Okay, so there you go. It just opens up Google presentation inside your inside Brisk. So when I clicked presentation maker, it just opened uh, Google Slides, right? And now I can say, create a slide deck about the working of a human heart for grade 9, okay? In CBSE School India, okay? CBSE School India, that's it. And I have the options of, select the curriculum, how many slides. I'm going to do 5 slides at this time. I can say with images, without images, all that. And I can say, okay, I'm happy with, this particular method. And it's then going to ask me to log in. And once I've logged in, it automatically goes into my Google Slides, and you're able to see that it's just literally, it's just I'm supposed to grant access to it. I don't want to grant access to it. But what it does is it just starts creating a presentation right here, okay, right in front of you. This is something very, very powerful for a teacher, because teachers who are currently using Google Classroom environment can very easily start creating presentations, and then just post straight away into Google Classroom, and so that their children are in a position to be able to experience that particular slideshow that the teacher has made. Okay, So that is Brisk. Let me show you. There are just so many different things that Brisk is able to do, right? So, um, you know, uh, this is essentially how Brisk starts. But one of the ways that we could use Brisk is using Brisk's Chrome extension. All right. So this one, this button that you see here is actually a Chrome extension of Brisk, and I don't want to open it this way. Let's assume we went to YouTube. Okay. And once we are inside YouTube, let's say we say working of the human heart. All right. And the minute we are here, let's say this is the working of the human heart. And when I
फीस कैसे कम करें इसके अंदर फीस कैसे लो करें क्या तरीका है तो पहला तरीका ये है कि आप सैट का एग्जाम veins are blood vessels.
So this is a video about the working of the human heart. And if you look at Brisk Chrome extension, I've installed it here. You can see this here, this little black thing. The minute I click that, I will now be able to do things. Let me just bring it down. I can now just hit create, and it's going to ask me, what do you want to create? Do you want to create a quiz? Do you want to create a presentation? Do you want to create, a syllabus, progress report, lesson plan, whatever you want to create? And let's say I want to create a presentation. It's going to say, okay. And then I can just go and create a presentation from this YouTube video. Okay. So literally from this YouTube video, using Brisk, the Chrome extension, you will be able to just instantly create a presentation or a lesson plan or pretty much anything else that you want to create that Brisks allow you to create. So this suddenly becomes like your agent in a way of speaking. Yeah, as you're browsing through the internet, you see things that make sense to you, and you feel like, okay, I want to use this as part of my teaching learning material. That's where Brisk kind of comes in to speed up that work. Okay, so you should go and try Brisk on your own, and you will see that it is very, very powerful. In the meanwhile, let's go back and see if anything was created by Notebook. Yes, it looks like Notebook has created a chart that I can then use to to teach or to study or to learn myself. So the human heart, life's continuous pump, all right, the deoxygenation loop, and it's put it in very beautifully there. The mechanics of beating, systole and diastole, and there's unidirectional flow, non-stop operation, and high pressure distribution. So really nice way that Notebook LM has created this particular, this particular document. Here is the entire presentation that it has made for us. Again, very, very quick and maybe very to the point, very succinct. So the biological engine blueprint, okay, a mechanical breakdown of the human heart, blood circulation, and the architecture of the ultimate lifelong pump. So there you go. It's got a reference to how big the human heart is and what's in the right atrium and the left atrium and the right ventricle, left ventricle. What does it actually do? What's up? What's down? What are the two parallel pumps running entirely? All these things. Yeah, so pretty cool. The structural adaptation of the heart, the valve and the gateways. How it works, the engine rhythm, systole and diastole, routing impure blood. How what is the flow of blood? How is the purification happening? Phase 2, the complete circuit, blood circulation, and the ultimate supply line for human life. I think this is the last slide. Yeah, there you go. So literally, we were able to create that slide. We are able to revise it. uh, and we are also able to download this as a PowerPoint file now. Okay, we are able to download this as a PowerPoint file, which allows you to then use this anywhere else that you would want to use. Not only that, we also asked you to create an explainer video about the heart, and it has now created an explainer video about the heart. It has created a 4.5 minute video about the heart in an explainer style. So all this is coming from that one ChatGPT post, okay? The article that we took from ChatGPT. I'm just going to play this for a minute.
All right, let's talk about one of the most incredible pieces of engineering in the known universe. And guess what? It's right inside your chest. We're going to take a deep dive into the human heart. I mean, just think about that for a second. This thing works on holidays, no sick days, ever. From the second you're born to your very last day. It just keeps going. It's an absolute legend when it comes to endurance. So here's the big question, right? How does this thing, which is only about the size of your fist, manage to power your entire body?
Looks like the video is loading.
24/7. No breaks, no holidays, no sick days, ever. From the second you're born to your very last day, it just keeps going. It's an absolute legend when it comes to endurance. So here's the question, right? How does this thing, which is only about the size of your fist, manage to power your entire body? It seems impossible. Well, that's exactly what we're
Okay, so the internet seems to be a little choppy, but you literally got the point. It's so easy for you to create this this kind of video, and you saw that how in in maybe 10-15 minutes we created a infographic, we created a video explainer style presentation video with voice as well as a presentation, as well as we created a presentation which was fairly accurate in terms of helping a child study about how the human heart works. Okay, so this was another tool that I thought that would be super helpful for you. Now, as we go ahead, you will start seeing that you can go to Google Classroom. Many schools are Google schools, and they're inside the Google ecosystem. This is my school, and inside the Google ecosystem, you can go to Google Classroom. And Google Classroom is where so many schools are running their online classes. So if you remember, there was a way of creating class codes, and then you were giving these class codes to students, and then students were logging into a Google Meet, and whatever content was there, that content was either shared with the kids for downloading, or kids were able to see it as an announcement or as learning material inside of Google Classroom. So if you notice, Gemini AI features are now available inside Google Classroom. So you don't actually have to get out of Gemini. You don't have to get out of Gemini. You don't have to get out of Google Classroom in order for you to go to another software, run your prompt, and then bring your content and push that into another software for you to be able to create that those assets. So inside Google Classroom, as you can see, you should be able to see here, Google Classroom, inside Google Classroom, there is Google Gemini. And once you go to Google Gemini inside Classrooms, these are all the different skills that it allows you to do. Let's just go one by one. It says outline a lesson plan. Okay, so I can say grade 9, and it's saying what's the template. So I can say 5E model and working of the human heart. Okay, and I can say generate lesson objectives, and very quickly it generates the suggested learning objectives for this particular class. Once it is generated the learning objectives, you are in a position to create a lesson plan for those objectives that you want to achieve. Here you go. This is the lesson plan. This lesson plan is clearly based on the 5E method of teaching, and it goes for about 2 hours, I think, this sort of lesson plan. So yeah, you found a way now to create lesson plans straight away inside Google Gemini inside the classroom. Not just that, you can create a quiz, you can re-level text, you can create a rubric, and performance levels, and the knowledge about the human heart and the working of it, yeah, and describe the knowledge or skills you want. Should be able to label it and draw it and speak about or explain the working of it. Okay, so what does a rubric sort of look like? A rubric could look like this. So we're saying, if I want to check how all my kids in my school are doing with respect to creating the labeling of a heart, for example, this is what the rubric could look like. And you can export this rubric. You can add it to a Google Classroom straight away, right? You can just straight away push it into a Google Classroom, and kids would be able to start doing self-assessment based on the rubric. And when kids start assessing their own exam paper or their own mark sheets, there's a certain amount of agency that comes into them straight away, and that is extremely motivating and inspiring for children. Okay, so that is something that you can also try. Let me show you what are the other things. You can build a choice board. Yeah, choice board is what do you want to do today over the next 40 minutes. Do you want to learn about, let's go build it. So building a choice board, 9 standard topic, working of the human heart, and I'm saying generate learning objectives. It's going to generate the learning objectives, and once I hit generate, it's going to figure out for this end outcome. Yeah, it's asking, it has created a choice board for me. So it is basically saying, do you want to do a 3D blood flow model? It'll probably take you 6 hours. Or do you want to do a heartbeat narrative infographic? It'll probably take 3 hours. Or do you want a valves and vessels video tutorial, which will probably take just 1 hour of editing and recording and 2 hours planning and briefing? Or do you want to do the blood flow game? And that is a game that you can get children to make. Or do you want the illustrated journey map? Or do you want the heart chamber flowchart? So this is like a choice board that you are able to create for your kids instantly. You're able to export it as a doc, or you're able to just add to class straight away. You click this and you select the class and the division, and bingo, every child in that particular class will get an email saying you have been assigned a new topic or something like that, and that is how you will keep track if kids are using whatever you are making. So choice boards, okay, choice boards can be made here as well. Brainstorm project ideas, create an audio lesson. Okay, so I can say, yeah, grade 9 and human heart, working off it. And I can say learning objectives. It's picking up the learning objectives now. And now I can create two voices. Yeah, so I can say, okay, take this person, voice 1, take this person, make it voice 2.
Welcome.
I can check their
That
voice.
sounds interesting. I'm ready to dive in. That sounds interesting.
Okay, I hit yes. So what it's going to do now, it's going to take the lesson objectives that we generated, and then it is going to look at the lesson, the script again, right? It's going to look at exactly what the video was, and then it's going to study it, and it's going to consider that as impact. It understands the price in Boiser, right? It understands um, um, how students would like to hear this concept and how they would like to study this. And so it is literally right now on screen. What you can see is it is creating the teacher student script. Okay, and just like what we did in 11 labs, where we sat and created each dialogue, and then we copy pasted each dialogue and got the voiceover, and then we bringing all that voiceover into one software and creating one particular audio lesson. But what Google Gemini is doing is it knows what your lesson objective is, and once it knows what your lesson objective is, it just picks it up and it literally creates this. It's created this.
Today, we're going to dive into the human heart, which is like the rhythmic engine of your body. We'll learn how this amazing muscle works as a sophisticated pump, how it's structured, and how it keeps you alive. To start, imagine the heart as a pump the size of your clenched fist, sitting slightly to the left in your chest. Do you know why the heart is considered a dual circuit system?
A dual circuit system? I thought the heart just pumped blood around the body in one big loop. What does dual circuit mean?
That's a great question. Dual circuit means the heart actually runs two separate, interconnected loops to move blood. One loop sends blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen, and the other loop sends that oxygenated blood out to the rest of your body. Does that distinction make sense?
So it's like the blood takes a quick trip to the lungs first to fill up on oxygen, and then it goes everywhere else?
Exactly. The heart's main job is to keep this balance by delivering oxygen to your cells and picking up waste, like carbon dioxide. Now let's look at the structure that makes this dual circuit.
Okay, so what you're seeing here is you're actually seeing how beautifully a conversation between a teacher and a student was laid out, and that whole thing became a wonderful audio lesson. And this is very powerful. You're able to export it, you're able to export it to slides, you're able to export it to Drive, you're able to do all kinds of things. Yeah, so let's go back to Gemini. And let's see what else can be made. So tackle common misconceptions, write stories, create a compelling hook, visualize a concept, right? So it's going to, when you click this, it goes to Nano Banana, and then it is doing a visualizing of a concept. Okay, create a jigsaw activity, or create math word problems, or draw comic. Yeah, so let's draw a comic here. Generate a comic about what? About the working of a human heart for my grade 9 students. Okay, and let's see what happens, right? We asked Nano Banana earlier to, so I don't know if you're able to see clearly, but when we are inside Google Gemini and when we say visualize a concept, it pushes you straight back into Gemini, Gemini AI. And that is what it has done. Okay. Cool. Let's see if it's come. Okay, there you go. This is our beautiful comic book about the workings of the human heart. So, how the heart works. So, the heart is just a muscle. How does it pump blood, Dr. Arya? It's the ultimate pump, Ben. Let's follow the journey of a blood cell. Okay, and then the whole story is out here, and then you will see how powerfully kids will be able to learn and study this and everything. So imagine making comic books about so many things. Yeah, imagine the power, because making comic book means you need to hire cartoonists and illustrators and graphic designers. Oh my god, it's unbelievable. But for you to be able to do all this so quickly is just like wow. Okay, so these are some of the tools that you have seen today. I want to try and see if I can show you one more tool called the Google AI Studio. If you go to Google AI Studio, okay, let me show you Google AI Studio. If you go to Google AI Studio and if you go to build, okay, build. If you go to build, I can now create an app or a game for this, right? So create a game that will help my grade 9 students learn the working of the human heart. Make it like a fun game and have a dashboard. Make it playable as a single student or two students, and then show me a dashboard of what the child knows and needs to learn. Okay, that's it. And I've actually just told it something so simple, right? I've said create a game that will help my grade 9 students learn the inner working of the heart. And you will see how it works. Give me a minute, guys. Let's see if it's running and if it's going to do something. So as you can see, it is at this very minute trying to figure out what is the interactive heart model. It is trying to get it from somewhere. It is it's doing all the coding on its own. It's writing all the text. It's trying to create, I think, a chatbot. I don't know. Yeah, so it's literally doing all the work of a software programmer. And let's see what it's going to come up with. I wonder what kind of a game it will create. Yeah? Oh, you can also use this software to create simulations, or you can, yeah, Sarabjit, you can create a simulation or game for reflection through mirrors and refraction through lens. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me check what's going on here. All right. More files are getting created. So I think what they've managed to do is they've managed to bring in the components of the heart, and they're also bringing in the dashboard. You're able to see what all it's doing, and then it's creating the game, and then it's going to make that into an app. And let's see what it's going to do. I can't wait to see what it did. But you can ask it to create a simulation of how the heart works, and then you can send the simulation to your kids, and your kids can start working with that software to see, you know, it'll create some sort of a game. Okay. We don't need to do this right now. I don't want to do this right now. Okay. Firebase basically just allows me to maintain a database, but let's see what we can do. Did it make it? The app is ready for your students. Okay, where is the app? Let me check. User declared Firebase setup. Okay. Okay, so maybe we can do preview. Share, publish, where is it? Why is it not working? Because it's created this software, it's created this app called, why is it not working? Should I publish it? It's not going to be able to publish via a public URL. No, I don't want to do this. I wonder why I can't run, oh, launch. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to hit launch, and I think it's going to launch the game. Or maybe without, there it is, guys, there it is. Here's their game. Okay, literally teacher created a game for your kids. It's insane. Single student. Okay, student one's turn. Current location of the blood. Okay, maybe here. Move blood cell. Current location. Okay, here. Okay, which chamber has a thicker wall? Okay, move blood cell. RV. Okay, move blood cell. It's pushed out again. What is the function of the heart valves? To prevent backflow. Correct answer. Continue journey. Move blood cell. Okay. Which chamber receives deoxygenated blood? Left ventricle. Not correct. Move blood cell. Okay. End session. Move blood cell. It's gone up here. Move blood cell. Which chamber has the thickest muscular wall? Right ventricle. No, left ventricle. Continue journey. Okay. End session and view board. here you go, right? So you got a learning dashboard, anatomy 0%, function 10%, blood flow 10%, because we asked it to be able to tell us where the child was also, like, create where are the knowledge gaps. So what do you know well? You don't know anything. And areas to improve: which chamber has the thickest muscular wall? What is the review? Which chamber receives deoxygenated body? Focus more on anatomy, focus more on function. Yeah. And then we also, I think it's managed to create a study guide. And this is literally, there's a teacher guide, and we literally created this game. Okay. Um, there you go, right? So as a teacher earlier, you needed to know so much about coding and UI and design and database and God knows what more for you to be able to create a game like this. But literally in 10 minutes and a small prompt, we were able to create an app that you were able to use. You were able to create a game. So you can get a game, you can get assessment, you can get checker, you can get tracker, simulation, 3D model, anything, an interactive model, anything. All these things are highly possible and probable just by using Google AI Studio. So I hope that you will try and use Google AI Studio in order for you to be able to try and create new and innovative ways for your children to be able to uh, to to get assessed or to practice their concepts as they move towards mastery based education and things like that. So this is Google AI Studio Build. Okay, so if you want to know how did you go there, then you need to go to Google AI Studio, and then under that you need to go to build, and then you can build as many apps that you want. I've built something like 18-20 apps here, and you're able to see all these apps that we have built. Here we built an equity research dashboard. We just told it, make an AI, make something that allows me to do equity research. So if I just put any symbol of any company, if I put RIL, for example, and I hit analyze, then it'll just go and it'll just go and try and get information about Reliance Industries, and it'll give me equity research. You can make a mutual fund tracker, you can make a personal portfolio manager, you can make a student attendance tracker, you can make a discipline manager, you can make any pretty much any small use case that you want. So it's now telling me for Reliance Industries, well, I'm supposed to do this. I don't want to say what it is saying because this is not a stock recommendation uh, workshop. But the point I'm just trying to make is there are so many things that you can now do uh, that you couldn't even think of making an app for, right? And this is something that you could do. Yes, so wanted to quickly show you this, and hopefully you feel motivated to go and build some small tools using Google AI Studio Build, and then just put your prompt, and hopefully you will be able to make some new softwares for yourself. And mind you, it's completely free, and really probably take your teaching to the next level. So I hope from today's session you got some new hang on, let me just stop sharing. I hope you got some new ways that you can create content, all kinds of content, different types of content, and I hope that that is something that you can do. Yeah, Veena, you can create a phonics. For phonics, you can actually create a tool that says every time a child clicks a particular letter, then the letter sound is played, and also for for digraphs and diphthongs, and also for the blends. You can ask it to create a game that brings up like a blend, and then you could ask it to ask the child to decode it, and if the child doesn't decode it, uh, then it can say either correct or incorrect, or it's something like that. So it's just it's just for you to be able to think about it. Shama, yes, it is too many things together, and it is also not too many things together, because you don't have to try everything. You want to try one thing, right? And you will be able to just go back on your YouTube link and you'll be able to. But you have to understand that, okay, Google AI Studio, build, boom, make software, make trackers, make games, make simulations. Nano Banana, posters, flashcards, cartoons, yeah, stuff like that, charts, Notebook LM, use it for all those things that I showed you. But today I specifically showed you how to create a video summary, how to create an infographic, and how to create a presentation. So those are some of the things that we've been able to show you today. I hope that you've learned some new tricks. And really, the idea is not for you to master things in 1 hour, right? The idea is basically for you to feel that it's easy and it's possible. And I want to take away fear, right? You want to take away fear, because once I take away fear, and once you feel confident, you just go online and you'll be able to learn things and you'll be able to do things, right? Give yourself a year, but start. That's what you want to do. Thank you, people. See you tomorrow. Over to the team from SAR.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants, for your active participation today. I hope the session gave you new ideas on how to use AI for creating videos, images, and engaging classroom media to make learning more interactive for your students. We look forward to seeing you in the next session as we continue exploring innovative ways to integrate AI into teaching. Thank you once again for your enthusiasm and engagement. Have a wonderful evening.